So, welcome to the Reality Check podcast. I'm Zachary Phillips. In today's episode, I'm going to be sharing with you another chapter of my second book, Upgrade. Now, one of my major goals in life is to write and release as much fiction as possible. I would love to have the stuff that's up here out on a page. This was my first fiction book, and as such, I wanted to express and create a universe that in a style that I find quite appealing to read. I love reading dystopic fiction, and particularly, futuristic dystopic fiction. So right now I'm in the process of reading The Handmaid's Tale, and I just sort of took another look at 1984, and I'm sort of constantly in the process of reading that because I just think there's something to be said about looking at and predicting and playing around with the future that our technology is going to force upon us. As you could imagine, I'm a massive fan of Black Mirror, and a lot of the themes in the dystopic fictions and shows like Black Mirror have come to really influence my writing. So if you haven't already, the book is Upgrade. Now, it's in this universe, I think it's already happening. I think we are becoming more and more integrated with technology. So think about it. Your phone, or the thing you're listening to right now, is basically an extension of yourself. You put notes in the phone, you take pictures, you store your passwords, right? So effectively, you've given yourself an external memory, right? So you're already a half human, half computer, if that makes sense. I mean, for lack of, less connected, but a piece of paper is a form of external storage, right? Any form of technology that we use is a tool. Now, the more advanced technology gets, the more it's going to become connected to us, the more it's going to become completely integrated. Right now, you can put the phone down and walk away. However, that's becoming more and more of an issue with, people are sort of, what was the stats? They'll prefer to keep their phone on them rather than have sex. They would fret more about losing their phone or leaving it at home than not eating, right? So we're becoming more and more attached to this thing. And yeah, it sounds like a bad thing when you consider it that way, but if you take it another part, it's becoming integral to what it means to be a human, right? What it means to be a human is changing, and we're getting more and more technological advancements. Think of a car. A car enables us to travel faster. If we could run everywhere, we would be running everywhere. But then we got the horse, and that enabled us to go a bit further and a bit faster. Now we've got a car, right? The more technology grows, the more we can do. So in my universe, I'm predicting that technology will go down two paths. The first one will be people go down two paths. The first one is that humans will choose to integrate with technology more and more. The technology will become part of us, will integrate with it. So I call those group of people the integrates. And the other sort of people, the people that choose not to, are called the naturals. These are the people that stay as a traditional human. Now, in this universe, there's going to be conflict. There'll be people trying to sort of look at it from both perspectives, people trying to come into it and convince other people to integrate, and there'll be prejudice against those who don't as more and more people integrate. Just like now when you see people shying away from modern technology, there's a bit of a disconnect between, well, look, we're in the 21st century. Why aren't you vaccinating your children? Why don't you use a mobile phone? Why aren't you connected on social media? I'm not giving a value judgment here on any technology. I'm just saying that there is judgments that happen. Now, this book is an anthology of short stories all taking place in the same universe. So each chapter is self-contained. But over the time when you read the whole book, you will get an understanding of each of the different chapters and the whole story as it goes along. Excuse me. So this chapter is chapter 3. And if you want to read the previous chapters, you can check them out on the podcast, or also I'll put a link down below so you can have a click through, have a listen, have a read, whatever you like. One final thing before we get started. Each chapter in this book, I'm trying to make the book as integrated as possible. So each chapter has a corresponding song that I would suggest that you listen to whilst reading the book. Now, I'm not going to play it for copyright reasons, obviously, but for sales pitch, I'll give it a start. For an integrated experience, the author suggests listening to The Game Has Changed by Daft Punk whilst reading this part. The author claims no ownership, copyright, or control of this song. Sales pitch. When was the last time you felt alive? When was the last time you felt truly human? When you weren't doubled up with physical pain or mental rumination? How long has it been since you felt happy or even merely fulfilled? Sure, there are some moments of joy, but they're increasingly fleeting, and you, like all the naturals, can feel those moments becoming even more seldom. It's undeniable. As you age, you lose something. It happens so slowly that it's almost unnoticeable. Yet here we are, discussing that very loss. Perhaps it is stress over money, or perhaps you are worried about your health. Life is tough, I know that, but it doesn't have to be that way. Not for you. You've never really felt comfortable at work, never really felt accepted, right? It seems like you'll forever feel different or out of place with those people. And I suppose your home life is much the same, right? No, your family doesn't hate you. They just don't know you, nor you them. Your blood binds you, but you can't feel that, can you? I ask you again, when was the last time you felt alive? You know that life should be about more. You shouldn't have to live with the overwhelming burden of anxiety. You shouldn't have to suffer from illness. But most importantly, you should feel a connection. Integration offers all that and more. Connect in ways that you never thought possible. Verbal communication is primitive, outdated technology. Integration is to talking what talking is to gesticulation. Integrates can really feel each other because we are inside of each other. We become each other. There is never a dull moment. For us, boredom has been eliminated with the power of the stimulus dose. Endless variety, perfectly targeted, just for us. Cost? Don't worry about the cost. Integration pays for itself. Really, it's a wonder how anyone can afford not to integrate. There is far more work available for integrates. We simply do not pose the same health risks that you do. The insurance costs alone will soon erode any of the savings that natural employment can offer. Your body is simply too fragile to insure it against. You better act now before you're priced out of the market entirely. As you know, integration technology is growing at an exponential rate. What are you waiting for? This is your sign to act. Speak to an integration specialist today. So that's part 3 of Upgrade. If you want to read the other chapters, like I said, I've already put them online, the first 2. And if you want to own the book, if you would like to listen to or read all of the chapters that are out now and available, you can do so. It's available as an ebook, paperback, and audiobook. And I'll put the links down below. And just on a side note, if you're wanting to support what I'm doing here, I'm always going to put all the stuff I do out for free. Basically, I believe that stuff online should be free and stuff that can help people should be available and just freely consumable. And I suppose the counterpoint to that is writing the books and doing the stuff I'm doing takes a lot of time. And that time comes as an opportunity cost. So by me shooting these podcasts, writing these books, putting out the videos, all the stuff I'm doing, that's time that I could be working. Now, I'm doing this because I'm passionate and because I think that I can help people. And I know that by sharing my stories and entertaining people and that sort of stuff, people get some benefit. So what I'm doing is basically asking, if you like what I'm doing, please consider supporting it. A good way is potentially by buying a book. Another way is through Patreon or GoFundMe or via PayPal donations. I've also got some merchandise up and a bunch of other things that you can do to help support. So I'll put a link down below to the support section on my website. You can watch a little video that I've got up there that's about a 1-minute one that sort of just explains this a little bit further. So yeah, I hope you like the book. I'll be releasing, I think the next chapter of a book I'll be releasing will be another chapter from How to Get Your Shit Together. Then I'll go back to Under the Influence, then I'll cycle back around to Upgrade. But like I said, if you want to own anything that I'm doing right now up front, you can. If you want to check out the other stuff that I've got up for free, you can as well. And if you like what I'm doing and want to support it, please do. Links are down below. Thank you.